Okay, so, they killed Kitty. I just saw Kitty and he can't walk. He's, confused. And he's in kidney failure. And I understand he's 20, and I understand that that's a common ailment for cats, older cats, period, blah, blah, blah. I know that he's been inhaling toxic shit that sedates me every single day since 2 years ago. Since 2019. And about March is when they started gassing me and gassing the house. And Kitty started inhaling it. Moving into the RV put us in a very small space, and sadly my attempt to avoid being raped, sodomized, and tortured the other night is probably what put the nail in the coffin, because they just increase it, because they can't put me down. And he probably had a stroke because of it. That would be what I'm seeing. So, you know, it's not that I didn't expect Kitty to pass at some point. However, going like this and being poisoned and being trapped and having to breathe this in, and it's been torture for me. So I know it's been torture for them. They don't have to be able to talk to tell me that. So I have to put him to sleep. I mean, he could walk when he went in. He was stumbling a little bit, but now he can't, and that could be partially due to gabapentin just being, but he's not in a good space, so, and he's too old to recover. Unlike Suela, who, when they poisoned him, I was able to give him IV fluids every other day for 6 months and defy the odds that 2 vets had given him that he was literally going to die within days due to acute, he had chronic kidney failure, which is actually what I'm believing that Kitty's probably diagnosed with now. But his came on like all of a sudden, and then amazingly, well, I know it's not because it was a toxin. At the end of 6 months, his kidneys tested normal, which, if you told these vets in here that, they'd say it was impossible. But that's what happened. And it was because I flushed all that toxin out, but he probably ingested toxin one time, not every single day. And an anesthetic is not technically a toxin, but it would be if you use it the way that these people have been using it. So, that's why I think that's what they did with the vehicle, and is because they want me to be immobile, to be able to deal with this in a certain way. And this is what I think happened. I think that when this vehicle was supposedly sitting at the docks, whether it was there or in the hands of the person that sold it to me, already there, either way, they had weeks and weeks with it. And I'm guessing from looking at the piping, I mean, it really does look like they took off a section of that pipe and put on a piece of pipe that was severely rusted, because both of the connection points aren't rusted like that, including the other part of that pipe. There's just a drastic difference between that section and that, and I'm guessing that they did that on purpose so that they could literally just walk up to the vehicle and pull on it or tap on it or whatever, and it would just break. Easy things that they could set themselves up to be able to go to do, and that's just a guess that that's what they're doing. So they'd have opportunities like this to disable me very quickly, disable the vehicle very quickly, and try to make it look like it just was a rusted pipe that now rusted all the way through. When it happened is when I was going up more of a higher elevation today. I was trying to get to a certain state park, which happened to be closed anyways. But that's actually when that happened. Probably putting more pressure on it. I don't really know about vehicles, but I'm pretty in tune with my shit, and I could tell exactly that it was exhaust, because it sounded like those dumbasses that follow us around that make their exhaust sound really loud. And I could tell from where it was coming from, the sound, so I just went directly there and looked under there with a flashlight and saw a broken pipe. You know, Kitty was a good cat, and he deserved better than this, and I don't know if I can regret not giving him away or what. If they hadn't poisoned him, he would not be in this situation. He'd be alive and he'd be well. And, but, I mean, there's been times in the hotel rooms that he's just looking at me like, make it stop, and I can't. So, I don't know. I don't know if I give them away, if they'll go after them still. I mean, you look at the mentality of these kinds of people, stalkers, crazy people, and you just kind of can sort of guess what they're going to do, and can only guess. And my guess would be that they would continue to harm them, because it would harm me, even if I didn't even know about it. I mean, I don't know. But, you know, husbands that murder their children, that have their kids taken away from them, and then they get visitation and they just kill them. It's like they just can't stop themselves, you know? And since our society is set up in a way that criminals get to do whatever they want, and there's just nobody there anymore to stop them. So, anyhow, Vita is shaking. Let's see if I can get this on video. Maybe they're getting to the point where they're just going to kill the animals. Maybe that's the point that they're getting to. Because Vita's not asleep yet. Sorry. Vita's not asleep yet. I just came back in here.